Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss the numerical on the impulse momentum theorem. So, in the first numerical, a 40 kg mine car is hoisted up the inclined plane using the cable and motor. For a short time, the force in the cable is F equal to 3200 T square Newton, where T is in second. If the car has an initial velocity v naught equal to 2 meter per second when t equal to 0, determine the distance it moves up the plane when t equal to 2 seconds. So you have given a 40 kg mine car which has an initial velocity of 2 meter per second, as it is to be hoisted up the plane by the motor with the help of the cable. For the short time interval, the force in the cable is nothing but the 3200 T square. So as this problem I am going to solve by the impulse momentum theorem. So in this they have mentioned for a short time the force in the cable. If there is a force acting for a short time, then it is called as impulse. So I am going to apply the impulse momentum theorem. Impulse momentum theorem said that initial momentum plus change in impulse equal to final momentum, likewise the work energy principle. So I am writing here as the force in the force you have given as a function of t, and also the time for which it acts is given. We use the impulse momentum theorem, for which I have drawn the free body diagram here. Force is acting in this direction, which is nothing but the 3200 T square. The motion is up the plane. Weight of the mine car is 400 Newton, 400 kg. So 400 into 9.81 Newton act vertically downward direction. One component is perpendicular to the plane, another component is along the plane. There is a normal reaction as it is touching to the surface at 2 point n1 and n2. So I have calculated the cos theta. Cos theta will become opposite side divided by adjacent side. Cos theta adjacent side divided by hypotenuse, that is 15 by 17. From this I have calculated it. And sin theta equal to opposite side divided by hypotenuse, that is 8 by 17. So after calculating this value, now the force which acts in the direction of motion, I am going to consider it as a positive. Now impulse, because of the force is acting in upward direction, and also the motion is in upward direction, so that impulse because of that force is positive. So impulse due to F equal to 0 to F into dt. By definition of the impulse, 0 to time period is given as a 2. So there is a correction in the calculation. Determine the velocity when it moves up the plane when t equal to 2 seconds. Means you have to calculate the v2 value, the velocity after time t equal to 2 seconds. So in this numerical I am going to apply the law of means impulse momentum theorem. So as per the impulse moment theorem, I am calculating the impulse value because of the force. Motion is in the direction of the force, so I am putting the limit and F equation here, and after calculating it I will get the value of impulse due to force F is 8533.33 Newton second. It is the product of force and time. Now there is a weight acting vertically downward, so it has one component is along the plane, that is parallel to the plane, and is a constant force whose magnitude is 392 per sin theta. Now I am calculating the impulse here, impulse due to the component of the weight, that is 392 per sin theta into time. So sin theta value I have already calculated, that is nothing but 8 by 70, and for time period 2 seconds, so I will get this value as a 3693.18 Newton second. Now I am going to apply impulse momentum theorem. So initial impulse plus impulse due to all forces equal to final impulse. Initial impulse, for that you are given the mass, velocity. So I am putting the mass into velocity plus impulse due to all forces. One impulse is due to the force F, and another impulse due to the component of weight parallel to the plane. So this is along the direction of motion in the direction of force, so it is positive. At this impulse, the motion of the object is up the plane in the, so, and this impulsive force act opposite to the motion, so that is why it is minus here, equal to m into v2, that is final impulse, final momentum, 400 into v2. So v2 value you will get it as a 14.1 meter per second. Now in the second numerical of impulse momentum, they have given you the force acting on a 250 Newton crate has a magnitude of F equal to 10 into t square Newton, where t is in second. If the crate start from the rest, determine its speed when t equal to 5 seconds. Full stop. The coefficient of static and kinetic friction between the floor and crate are 0.3 and 0.2 respectively. Refer the figure. Means you have given the crate, it is subject to a force F in this direction. So because of that, the motion will take place in this direction. The frictional force will act opposite to the motion. The magnitude of F you have given as a 12 t square, means in terms of t. So this motion start from rest. So you have to calculate its speed when t equal to 5 seconds. For that they have given you the coefficient of friction for static and kinetic. So the motion will start when this force will be equal to the frictional force value. So the crate start moving when force F equal to frictional force, and the motion is about to start. So I am using the static frictional value here, coefficient of static friction. So F you have given 12 t square, static friction 0.3, m into g means you have given the weight of the crate as a 250. From this I have calculated the time t equal to 2.5 seconds. Now the impulse momentum theorem, for that to calculate impulse I am going to use the time limit as a 2.5 second to the 5 second. So by impulse momentum theorem, initial momentum equal to impulse due to all forces equal to final momentum. So in the horizontal direction there are two forces on the block when it start moving. F acts towards right and the frictional force mu k into mg towards left. So as per the given condition, as it start from the rest, initial velocity 0, that is why initial momentum m into v1 will become 0 as block start from the rest. Now final velocity I am considering as a v. So final velocity will become mass into velocity. Mass you are given in terms of weight, that is 250. I am dividing it by 9.81 into multiplied by v. Now the impulse theorem towards right, for that I am calculating the impulse. So the limit I will considering 2.5 to 5 into f dt. So putting the limit 12 t square dt. So after taking integration, it will become t cube divided by 3. So I will get 4 into t cube. I am putting limit here. I will get the impulse towards the right direction as 437.5 Newton per second. Now the impulse toward the left is nothing but the kinetic frictional force, that is mu k mg, impulse mu k mg into time period. So difference between the time limit is 2.5 to 5, so the time period is nothing but the 2.5. So it will become 0.2 into mg is nothing but the 250 into 2.5. So I will get impulse toward left as a 125 Newton per second. Now putting all the value in impulse momentum theorem, initial momentum 0, final momentum in the direction of F, motion is there, so positive, frictional force motion is opposite to the, so it is negative impulse equal to final momentum, that is 250 v divided by 9.81. from this I will get the value, that is final velocity at t equal to 5 seconds as a 12.263 meter per second. Now we are going to discuss the third numerical on the impulse momentum theorem. So in this numerical, a jet plane has a mass of 250 million gram and a horizontal velocity of 100 meter per second when t equal to 0. If the engine provides a resultant horizontal thrust F equal to 40 plus 0.5 t kilonewton, where t is in second, using impulse momentum principle, determine the time needed for the plane to attain a velocity of 200 meter per second, full stop, neglect air resistance and loss of fuel during the motion. So this numerical I am going to solve it by a impulse momentum theorem. So impulse momentum theorem is nothing but the initial momentum equal to impulse due to all forces equal to final momentum. For you have given m value as a 250 million gram. So 250 into 10 raised to power 6 gram. So in case of in kg it will become 250 into 10 raised to power 3 kg. V1 you have given 100 meter per second and V2 you have given as a 200 meter per second. You have given the force equation in terms of t. So starting from the time t equal to 0 to time t. So here I am just putting the f value. Now after putting the f value I am just integrating it. So it will become 40t plus 0.25 t square into 10 raised to power 3 Newton second. So now this value I am putting in this equation. As there is only one horizontal thrust force acting, so there will be one impulse due to a force. So m1 m is 250 into 10 raised to power 3, velocity 100 plus 40t plus 0.525 t square into 10 raised to power 3 equal to 250 into 10 raised to power 3 into 200. So I will get the equation as 0.25 t square plus 40t minus 25 into 10 raised to power 3 equal to 0. So after solving this I will get two value of t. One will be 246.2 second and another value you will get as a minus, but time is never be minus. So I am considering t as a 246.2 second, which is nothing but the 4.10. I am dividing it by 60, so I will get this value is in minute, that is 4.10 t minutes. Now we are going to discuss the next numerical on the impulse momentum theorem. So in this numerical, a truck is traveling on a level road at a speed of 90 km per second, means initial speed. When brakes are applied to slow it down to a 30 km per hour, that is final speed, an anti-skid braking system limit the braking force to a value at which the wheel of the truck are just about to slide. The coefficient of kinetic friction between the road and wheel is 0.65. Use impulse momentum principle, determine the shortest time needed for the truck to slow down. So to slow down the motion of the truck, there will be a frictional force should act on the truck. So the frictional force acting on the truck is nothing but it is in motion, mu k into mg. So initial momentum is nothing but the m into v1. M speed is given 90 multiplied by 5 by 18 is multiplying factor to convert 18 meter per second. So I will get 25 m. Final momentum equal to m into v2, m into 30 into 5 by 18 equal to, I will get 25 divided by 3 into m. Now impulse, there is only frictional force which is going to stop the vehicle, it will slow down the vehicle. So impulsive force that act on the vehicle is mu k m, that is the frictional force into time period del t. So 0.65 m into 9.81 into del t. Now this impulse as frictional force act opposite to the direction of the velocity, so it will be negative. So by impulse momentum theorem, m v1 plus impulse due to our forces equal to m v2. So m v1 we have already calculated, that is 25 m. Impulsive force, there is only frictional force which act opposite to the motion, that is 0.65 m into 9.81 del t equal to 25 by 3. So after simplifying it, m get common, it will get cancelled. I will get the value of del t as 2.61 second for this numerical. Now the next numerical, a ball of mass 30 kg is thrown upward with a speed of 15 meter per second. Determine the time to attain a maximum height using impulse momentum principle. Also find the maximum height. So by impulse momentum principle, mv1 equal to impulse due to all forces equal to mv2. Now in this case you have given as a 30 kg mass ball which has an initial velocity 15 meter per second. After reaching a maximum height, it will attain velocity, final velocity as v2 equal to 0, and the ball is thrown in upward direction, that is against the gravity force. So impulse equal to mg into t, it will act in a downward direction. So I am putting all the value in this equation. So m 300 into 15, mass 30, v1 15, minus this impulse force will act opposite to the motion because I am throwing the ball in upward direction but the gravitational force acting in the downward direction, so that is why minus here. So minus 30 into 9.81 into t equal to mv2 velocity v2 is 0, so this term will become 0. So I will get the time period to attain the maximum height as a 1.1529 second. Now to find the maximum height, means I am throwing the ball with some initial velocity, means it has a kinetic energy. After reaching a maximum height, it is going to stop. So by law of conservation of energy, initial kinetic energy equal to final potential energy. So half mv square equal to mgh. M get cancel, I will get h as a v square upon 2g. Velocity you have given initial, that is 15 meter per second square, divided by 2 into 9.81. So I will get the maximum height attained by the ball after throwing upward as 11.47 meter.